you've been in a relationship where you or you and your partner both have trauma, you might feel scared or down or worried that you're not going to be capable of having a relationship or you can't make it work. And I'm here today to tell you that that's actually not true, and some of the ways you can find healing if this is your situation. Hi, I'm Emma Coble. I'm a licensed professional counselor. I see clients in Colorado as well as in Florida, and I work with couples with trauma as well as people, just individuals with trauma. So, so one thing that you may have heard a lot in the popular media is like, you can't be in a relationship, a healthy relationship, until you're healthy or until you heal yourself. I want to turn that a little bit on its head. It's not that you can be in a relationship, a healthy relationship, and do no inner work and no inner reflecting and expect it to be healthy. But relationships can actually be places that we heal from trauma as well. They can be things that assist us in healing and sharing and feeling safe again after trauma we've experienced. And if you are in a relationship where trauma keeps rearing its ugly head, it doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship is broken either. So it can be really hard for two people with trauma, or when one person has trauma, to navigate conflict. Oftentimes, someone will feel unsafe, someone might pull away, someone might be reactive or angry, and they might underneath feel like helpless, unloved, unseen, criticized, not good enough. It can feel really scary to depend on people and to be let down by people. So you might notice that in your own relationship, maybe there's a cycle that develops. Maybe one person kind of shuts down or pulls away emotionally or avoids or withdraws from things or freezes and kind of disassociates. This is absolutely a trauma response, or it can be. And the other person might kind of escalate to protect the connection and kind of grasp and become hypervigilant. They might fawn, they might become really critical, they might get angry, they might try to fix things immediately. And then when they're doing this, even though it's coming from this place of wanting to connect and fear, it can make the other person feel more overwhelmed, more not good enough, more scared, and they can pull away more, and then this cycle just takes off and we're off to the races. So this might show up. You might notice individually for yourself that sometimes you feel guilty for having needs, feeling afraid to ask for reassurance, feeling like you're too much or like you're a burden to your partner, maybe withholding feelings to avoid conflict, and then some of those things we mentioned before. So as I was saying before, you can heal trauma together, and sometimes support from an emotionally focused couples therapist can be really, really helpful. Why is this? Well, one thing is EFT helps slow down the trauma cycle so that you are more aware and can pause and moves more slowly. So you're not just acting from a place of reactivity. When you get caught, you can actually interrupt it. You can actually choose a different path. You can understand your own reactions and why they're coming about. You can also understand your partner's reactions more clearly. So you can understand, like, what their patterns are and where they get caught, and that this isn't something that is personal or about you or means anything necessarily. Okay, so the next thing is EFT really allows each person to share their experience in their inner world without feeling unsafe or overwhelmed. And doing this with a therapist present, doing it in a way where a therapist is guiding you to go deeper and understand the bodily sensation, understand the emotion that's underneath what's coming up for you, understand how this might be familiar to other times in your life, and be able to share that with your partner, and then also share that, like, the connection between what you're feeling, what the story is you're telling yourself, and then how you might act. It helps your partner see and understand you differently. It also helps you see and understand yourself differently. And this is really empowering because it feels less helpless. It makes you feel like I understand why my partner is doing these things, and I understand why I'm doing these things. And so it feels like then you can make a different choice, and you absolutely can. So another nice thing about this is that it allows for a reparative emotional experience. When you're able to say, you know, when I walk away, when I shut down, it's because I get this feeling in my chest of this drop, and I have immediately fear, and the fear is that I'm not good enough, I'm not doing enough, you're annoyed with me. And that goes back to my past where I was never enough in my family. I was always being criticized. And rather than talk about that with you, I felt afraid, and so I've walked away or whatever. And I see how much that hurts you, and I'm so sorry. That can be such a reparative emotional experience to have in a session for a partner to say to another one. So this also shows you that these healthy attachment bonds that you might not have had growing up are really possible, and that you can have this with someone. And this can be just, again, such a healing experience to have for trauma. Again, when both people have trauma, both of you might have this tendency to escalate and get angry with each other. Both of you might have trouble being vulnerable or feeling safe. For both of you, there might be a lot of shame around the patterns that you tend to go into. So if you both have trauma, this does not mean it means there's more trauma, which of course involves more complexity, but it doesn't mean this is impossible. Many of us carry trauma. So if you're trying to do this kind of on your own, I would say that when you are in a conflict, try just naming when you're triggered without saying you didn't hang up the laundry, or you came home late again, saying like, I'm feeling alone, or I'm feeling sad. And then ask for what you need in small, really doable ways. Like, can I get some reassurance from you? Can you just hold me for a second? Can you just validate what it is you're hearing me say? Any of those things. And also, if either of you is dysregulated though, like if you're worked up and highly triggered, this is not really a good time to go into this or to try and solve the conflict. Come back when you feel calmer. So if you're in therapy as well individually, sharing pieces of that with your partner can be really helpful. Remember, you're both on the same team, and you're both wanting this relationship to work. You're both invested in it. If this is something that you're needing help with, I think couples therapy is a great option. If you're in Colorado or Florida, reach out for a free consult, and I hope you have a great day.